Squeaky floors. Ugh. You know, the annoying sound we all want to silence once and for all because, let's face it, everyone hates a noisy squeaky floor. It's enough to drive you and everyone in the house effing nuts. Today we're looking at how to shut those noisy floors up for good. As a finishing carpenter, I've been in hundreds of homes and I've come up with easy, cheap tricks you can actually do yourself. Now, some of you have probably tried ignoring those hideous squeaks because you've probably thought that in order to solve the problem, you'll need to tear up your floor. One more layer. Live in a construction zone and shell out a ton of money fixing it. But this doesn't have to be the case. In fact, you might not have to touch your finished floors at all. No demolition and no drama. So here's the deal. The root cause of any squeak is movement.
Actually, the hardwood flooring that is moving.
Wood on wood, wood on metal fastener, or a special combination of both of those. Easy peasy. So to fix the squeak, you first need to find the squeaks. To start our investigation, we're going to start at the top and work our way down to determine how far the problem exists. Which gets us to floor squeak fix number 1. Fixing floors with too much flex and movement.
So we have massive squeak right there, and it's kind of squeaking all along. My wife is jumping up and down above there. You can see that it's moving. Kind of jump up and down. You can see that this joist is moving up and down independently of these other joists around it. Basically, it's going to be 2x8s in this case, have a little flex in them. And as you can see, there's no solid blocking. We're going to get rid of some of the movement by putting some solid blocking here, probably 4 to 6 feet apart. And that's going to tie this all together. You can have some obstacles in the way, like I got some plumbing, I got some ductwork. In a case where I got a pipe, I'm gonna have to notch out my blocking.
I think you get the idea, so let's move on to floor fix number 2. Stopping old floorboards from moving without touching your finished floor.
So we're gonna take a board here, just a scrap board. We're gonna caulk along here with some construction adhesive, spread that into here as much as it can go in. And then we're gonna put that flat against the ceiling here and screw into this floor joist. Pre-drill some holes along here about every foot or so. We drill on an angle up this way so that when we tighten and suck our screws in, it's going to want to suck it up and tight toward our joist. So we're going to squirt some glue in there. I'm just going to take something just like a shim or a scrap board. Use that to kind of force the glue into those gaps and crevices between the floorboards and the joist. Now, without getting glue all over your fingers, on everything. As you can see, that's sucked it up and tight against the floorboards above there. That, of course, is one. I would do both sides of the joist.
But now to move on to floor fix number 3. Getting old hardwood floors to stop squeaking. Although this one might be a little controversial.
Actually, the hardwood flooring that is moving. See it on film, but I can see this springing up and down. Small screw with a very fine head.
This would be a better option if you're planning on sanding down your floors and refinishing them. If not, you can get a little creative and make wood plugs.
Oh, I did that there.
Yeah. No more squeak there. After putting 3 small screws in, dealt with the squeak that was there.
But I can certainly understand that not everyone is going to want to face screw their beautiful hardwood. There is another option that doesn't involve face screwing your floor down, but I'll save this till later, so stick around. What if your finished flooring isn't hardwood? Let's say something like vinyl plank flooring. Here's option number 4, removing the finished floor. It's easy enough to remove and re-glue down if you're careful. If your flooring is click-lock vinyl planks, you could carefully remove them and reinstall it after. Just be sure to number them as you go. So after pulling up our flooring, we discovered that the old contractor went with a minimalist approach and used some screws along the edge here. And that was it. That's why our floor is moving. That's why our floor is squeaking. I managed to hit the only one other screw in the middle of this sheet, right here. Move the other one I needed to move, not that one. One more layer. I ended up cutting out and pulling up the subfloor underneath and buzzing some screws in through the floor planks into the floor joists. Not only was I getting rid of floor squeaks at this point, I was getting rid of years of cat piss and smell that soaked into the flooring and the ductwork from the previous owners. I was super thrilled about this discovery. I had one little annoying squeak here a moment ago. Now it's mostly gone. Screwed the piss out of it. Still had squeaks. I pulled it up. Right here's my floor joist. I buzzed some screws into that floor joist to suck tight to the joist. And hardly there anymore. That was my problem. Earlier I mentioned I had a little trick to stop hardwood floors from squeaking. So rather than drive a screw in from the top and ruin your hardwood floors, you could do this. And my little trick is as follows. Instead of putting the screw down from the top into your floor, you could go from underneath, and provided you know where to go, put a screw in and suck it down. So long as your screw isn't too long, it's going to poke out the top of your floor, which would not be good. That's why I'm using these pan hits, because it will at least stop me from going too deep by accident. There you have it, simple fixes to fix those damn squeaks in your floor. But if you need to know how to repair your laminate vinyl plank flooring, you should check out this video of mine right here. Thanks for watching.